Good, good morning. We're going to do a short review this morning on Plan2Nav, which is a free Android app, navigation app for marine navigation. Um, you have to pay for the chart itself, or you have to pay for the chart, but not for the app. I think the chart was about $12.99. So first of all, we'll talk a little bit about the phone I use. This is my personal cell phone. Um, it's a Sonim XP10, I think it's called. The reason I use this phone is because it's waterproof and drop proof without a case, chemical proof. I'm very happy with the phone as a kind of a sailing support tool. It is big and chunky though, so I also have a BlackBerry which I use for business purposes. So this is just my personal kind of outdoor adventure cell phone, I guess. So, Plan2Nav. Like I said, it's an app for Android, or available as an app for Android. So here's my main screen with all the apps I use on a regular basis. YouTube Studio, obviously, Active Captain, text messaging, Facebook, Windfinder, obviously for sailing, CGO for geocaching, email. This is the control for my camera, and of course my gallery. So right in the middle of that bunch is my Plan2Nav. Now this is I don't use a chart plotter on when I'm sailing. This is my only chart plotter. Aside from that, I use traditional paper charts for most of my navigation, and unfortunately planning too, because Plan2Nav, at least the Android app, doesn't have great planning capabilities, at least not in my opinion. Plus, I can say for Plan2Nav is excellent customer service. When I first downloaded the app, I had some kind of a technical issue. I think it was a compatibility with the Sonim XP10 phone, and I emailed them, and not only did they get back to me, but they rectified the problem within 24 hours. So the customer service was really fantastic. So, and I've been using the app ever since with few problems. So here we go. So, okay, there we go. You can see where I am. If you kind of if you're not sure what you're looking at here, this is Hudson's Bay in Canada, Gulf of St. Lawrence. For Americans, New York City would be down here, Florida Panhandle down here. So I'm where the red flag is, in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. So I've only purchased the one chart. It's for the Great Lakes and Canadian Northeast, I believe is the name of the chart. And you can see it does cover quite a large area, from for Great Lakes sailors. There's Duluth, Minnesota, Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, St. Lawrence River, Gulf of St. Lawrence, most of Newfoundland, all of Nova Scotia, all of Maine. So, it's a huge area. So let's zoom in to where I am, see if we can take a look at the detail on the chart. Okay, Lake Ontario. Okay, now we're starting to get some more detail. Continue to zoom in. Okay, now we're in the Thousand Islands. See the pink, that's the U.S. border. Zoom in. Okay, right now we're down around Rockport, Ontario. As you can see, as you move, it scrolls pretty cleanly. So all through the Thousand Islands. And here we are, back by a kind of Gananoque for people that are familiar with the Thousand Islands. The reason I'm showing you this is because this is my my home port is Gananoque, so I'm more familiar with the area. So zoom in, zoom out. You've got depths on the charts, 52, 24, 9. even though it's Canadian waters, I leave my chart set to feet because it just seems feet are more instinctive for me to understand. Um, so yeah, so there it is. You can see, there's a fair level of detail as you zoom in. It's got water depths again, 45, clay bottom, etc., etc. It's got these little camera things that will link you to pictures. Range setting over here. I'm not sure what you'd use that for, but it's there. It's got the island names. It's pretty detailed. And then when I'm navigating, I use the GPS setting. Okay, and you get the little compass rose at the bottom. Tap it again, and that's the. There we go. So that should zoom in on the boat, which I'm not seeing coming up on the screen right now. Let's see if we can figure out where the boat is. Oh, there's the boat up there, right, because I'm not actually down in Gananoque. I am sitting at my house in Ottawa. So there we go. So there's the boat. That's kind of the display. Zoom right in on it, and you can see it shows a heading line. It's got your compass. Down here is your knots. You see your speed, and I think this shows your compass heading, but we're not getting a GPS signal right now because I'm inside the house. So, this chart will follow along as the boat moves along and stay centered, and it'll kind of work, to help you navigate, to help you understand where your position, I guess, where you are. Because what it does not offer is a lot of planning features, programming in waypoints and routes. It doesn't have great functionality for that. But what it does do is it gives you real-time image of where your boat is on the chart. So it's great for pilotage, especially a place like the Thousand Islands, which offers really complicated pilotage. So overall, I would think. I would definitely say Plan2Nav by Jepson is a great app for doing what it does, which is kind of real-time navigation feedback. The app is free, the charts are cheap, the accuracy is good, the software runs pretty well. The only time where I get freezing is if I go to check, if I scroll away from the navigation screen and I go to check my Facebook and then scroll back to this screen. Sometimes it'll freeze and I'll have to reboot the phone. But I can't really fault it for that. I'm sure it's not meant to be swapped back and forth between Facebook and the navigation app. So I'd say it's an excellent purchase, especially if you don't have electronic charts. If you have an Android phone, I think it's a really good option for a first chart plotter or a backup chart plotter. Thank you for watching the ArcBrute channel.